Welcome to video 1 for this unit on quadratic equations. In this video, we're going to focus on solutions to quadratic equations. The height of a potato that is launched from a mechanical device can be modeled by a function g. Here are two equations that are equivalent and both define function g. We can find the output of this function at any given input. For instance, at the beginning of the potato's journey, when x equals 0, its height is given by g of 0. 2 seconds later, when x equals 2, its height is given by g of 2. What if we know the output of the function and want to find the inputs? For example, when does the potato hit the ground? Answering this question means finding the values of x that make g of x equal to 0. Let's look at the factored equation. Can we find the solutions to 0 equals negative 16 times the quantity x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 1? Earlier, we learned that the zeros of a quadratic function can be identified when the expression defining the function is in factored form. The solutions to 0 equals negative 16 times the quantity x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 1 are the zeros of function g, so this form may be more helpful. We can reason that if x is 6, then the value of x minus 6 is 0. So the entire expression has a value of 0. If x is negative 1, then the value of x plus 1 is 0. So the entire expression also has a value of 0. This tells us that x equals 6 and x equals negative 1 are solutions to the equation, and that the potato hits the ground after 6 seconds. We can disregard the solution x equals negative 1, since negative 1 seconds doesn't make sense for this situation. Both equations we see here are quadratic equations. In general, a quadratic equation is an equation that can be expressed as ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are constants, and a is not equal to 0. The zero product property says that if the product of two numbers is 0, then one of the numbers must be 0. In other words, if a times b equals 0, then either a equals 0 or b equals 0. This property is handy when an equation we want to solve states that the product of two factors is 0. Suppose we want to solve m times the quantity m plus 9 equals 0. From the zero product property, either m equals 0 or m plus 9 equals 0, so m equals 0 and m equals negative 9 are solutions. Quadratic equations can have 2, 1, or no solutions. We can find out how many solutions a quadratic equation has and what the solutions are by rearranging the equation into the form of an expression equals 0, graphing the function that the expression defines, and determining its zeros. Here are some examples. How many solutions does the equation x squared plus 6x equals 0 have? Let's graph the equation y equals x squared plus 6x. We can see that there are two x-intercepts at 0, 0 and negative 6, 0, so there are two zeros at x equals 0 and x equals negative 6. In other words, there are two solutions, since x equals 0 and x equals negative 6 are solutions to the equation x squared plus 6x equals 0. What about the equation x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0? Let's graph y equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. The graph shows one intercept at -3, 0. So there is one solution to the equation x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0, which is when x equals -3. Now let's look at x squared plus 6x plus 10 equals 0, and then graph the equation y equals x squared plus 6x plus 10. The graph shows no x-intercepts, so there are no solutions to the equation x squared plus 6x plus 10 equals 0. Quadratic equations can have 2, 1, or no solutions. Thank you for watching video 1 of 6 for this unit on quadratic equations.